Hi there, today I'm going to talk about website hosting and in particular Siteground versus Chemicloud. So stay posted. Hi there, I'm Sue. If you've not been to my channel before, welcome. Make sure to subscribe and hit the like button. Today I'm going to talk about website hosting and in particular Siteground versus Chemicloud. So I've been hosted with Siteground since 2016. So that's 7 years, long time. And when I first went to them, I had come from I was with HostGator for a few years, and then I made the mistake of going to Bluehost, and that was fairly short-lived. And then I moved to Siteground, and Siteground was such a refreshing change. They were a little bit more expensive, I think, from memory, but they weren't too expensive. Their support was amazing, their security was amazing, and I was really happy with them. And their support was easy to get to on their website, everything. And so the only problem that I had with them initially was they had some funny rule around their resources on their shared servers. Sorry, I got something in my throat. And I had a bit of trouble with that initially, and it almost made me leave them because they kept on basically stopping my website from working because I was using too much of some resource there. But it was really common with Siteground originally. But their support team helped me out. We got it all sorted out. And once that was all sorted, then there was no more problems, and they were great. But about 3 years ago, I think, they suddenly put their prices up. They pretty much doubled. I think they might have more than doubled. It got really expensive. And they removed their easy access to support. So you had to kind of find your way through the website, blink and answer all these questions and things to be able to get to their support chat. They made it really difficult. And that at the time I was just like, it was really frustrating. And so I think they must have got some complaints because they eventually made it a little bit easier to find their support, but you still have to jump through hoops to get there. Now the price went up to for just the basic shared hosting plan that I was on. I've been paying about over $600 a year, probably nearly $700 a year, New Zealand dollars, because with US dollars versus New Zealand, the New Zealand dollar is only worth about 58 cents or something at the moment, and usually is US dollars. So for every $100 US, it costs me about $160. And so when you're looking at a few $100s for hosting, it's quite a bit of money to find, and I don't have that. So I've ended up having to pay monthly. And so then that's been costing me about $50 or $60 a month to host my sites, which is just crazy. So I looked at moving a couple of times, and it was a disaster each time. I went to a couple of different hosting companies. There was one that didn't use cPanel at all, and it was really difficult to try and work out how to do things. So I gave that up, and then I tried another company. I can't remember who it was, and they moved my sites and they just completely stuffed them up. And the sites wouldn't even work. I was like, what the hell are you doing? So that put me off them. And then I tried Elemental Hosting, was the most recent one, and that looked like it was good to start with. I did a video about it because I was pretty impressed, and then there was just all sorts of problems, and I ended up just cancelling that. And luckily I hadn't cancelled my Siteground hosting, and so I just pointed my domain name, my domains back to their name servers and went back to Siteground. And so I'd pretty much almost given up because I would look and I just couldn't decide who to go to. And then just a couple of weeks ago, I decided to have a look again, and I came across someone mentioning Chemicloud, and it wasn't a hosting company that I'd heard of. They're only a small hosting company, and so I thought, oh, well, I'll give them a go and see what they're like. Their pricing's good. So I did, and I was very pleasantly surprised. For a start, they will move for free up to 10 websites. I have never come across that before. Most companies will move one. They'll move one. I think I've had a company that moved 2 or 3 for me, maybe, for free. But yeah, Chemicloud will move up to 10 websites. Now, their support, I asked questions before I decided to try them. Their support were fantastic. They knew what they were talking about. So I signed up, did what I needed to do to get them to move the sites. And because Siteground don't use cPanel, I thought, there might be some difficulty there. No difficulty at all. They moved those sites across. I have 3 websites at the moment. They moved those sites across without any drama. Everything worked perfectly first go, and it was an absolute breeze. So I thought, well, this is a good start. So then I started, pointing my name servers there. Once everything had propagated, all was fine. Checked it all out, all good. And so then I had a couple of little things I needed to change on there, and it's been fantastic. Their support is really good, easy to access. They just have the thing there where you can chat to people, which is how Siteground used to be. No having to jump through freaking hoops to get to their support, and they've been fantastic. So my websites, one of the things that was really bugging me with Siteground was that I could not, on their shared hosting, I couldn't get my page speed results where I kind of wanted them, and it's because of Siteground use crappy servers for the shared hosting, and there's a couple other things I don't understand, but it is to do with their equipment and the way they have things set up. So with Chemicloud, I thought, well, I wonder if that'll be different, and it is. It is very different. I have got really good results on page speed and GT metrics with my website and my main website that I'm using, and everything's fantastic. So I'm going to share you my screen and show you what the difference is. Okay, so the reason that I actually ended up going and looking for another host a couple of weeks ago was that Siteground, I had noticed it before, but I didn't really pay much attention. But I noticed that when I go to Siteground, because I live in New Zealand, I go to this Australian version of the website, au.siteground.com. You can see that up here. But I realised that their price is in Australian dollars, and I was paying US dollars and always have been. So I got in touch with support and to find out whether I could be changed to the Aussie dollars, because Australian dollars, the conversion rate is a lot more doable, from New Zealand dollars versus the US dollar exchange rate. And the Australian dollar is usually a lot closer to the New Zealand dollar. So, for $100, I might be paying 110 instead of 160. So when I got in touch with Siteground support and asked them if they could change me to the Australian dollars plan or whatever, they said no, that they couldn't, because I was hosted through Spain or something like that, and they couldn't switch me to the other one. So that was when I went, well, that's ridiculous. See you later. I'm going to go and find someone else. And so that was when I came across Chemicloud. And so Siteground have really done me a favour with that, because Chemicloud are a better hosting company. They're way cheaper. And so far, I'm really, really happy with them. So when, as I said, Chemicloud moved my sites. They will move up to 10 sites for free, which is brilliant. I'll show you here. This is in my Chemicloud dashboard. I paid to sign up with them. I paid $68 for the year. That was with the discount, but even without the discount, I think it's about 200 maybe. 100 and something. It's 14. I'm on the pro plan, and I pay $14.95 a month versus $19.99 is their cheapest at Siteground. Where's their prices? See plans. So I wasn't on their lowest plan. I was on this one here, which is $30 a month versus $14.95 with Chemicloud for the next plan up from the bottom one with Chemicloud. So half the price basically, and so that's a big difference in cost for me. And so Chemicloud use cPanel, and which makes things really easy to do and get things done for those of us who aren't super techie. They also, when you sign up, they give you a free domain name which you can register, and that comes out of your hosting every year, so you don't have to pay for that to be renewed every year. It's in with your hosting, so if you're wanting a domain name, then that is included in your plan. What else? So when I signed up and got my sites all moved over and pointed my name servers at them and everything was propagated, I thought, right, I'm going to go and check what needs to be done. So I did that. And then I tested my page speed, because that was something that had been really frustrating me with Siteground, was the fact that I could not get my speed of my website to be at a place where I was kind of reasonably happy with it. My largest contentful paint was always at least 5 seconds, and it would drag down my page speed score. And so it was always in the orange and sometimes in the red. And even I was using the Siteground optimizer and caching plugin, and I had the CDN, I think, going through Cloudflare, and I was using WP Rocket. So I'm still using WP Rocket, but the settings for WP Rocket have gone, I've got them back at basically the default settings, and the speed is just way, way better. So this is my website. This is my main website for my clinic, and this is the one that I'm worried about. The other two sites are going to come down eventually. This is the main one here. And so I was trying to get that to load quickly and to be reasonably quick, and on Google, on Siteground, I just couldn't do it. So this site I use Elementor for this site, and as I said, I use WP Rocket for caching and all the rest of it. And I have some pretty big images in here. Like in my blog, I use big images, and I need to get better at making them small so that they load faster. I'm getting better at it, but I'm just a bit slack. So when I moved to Chemicloud and I tested it on my site on page speed, this is the result. And so this varies from time to time, so it might be a little bit different right now than it was a couple of hours ago. But I'll let that run, and then I'm going to go to GT Metrics as well. So at GT Metrics, my website is actually hosted in Sydney, Australia with Chemicloud, so you get the choice of where you want your website hosted, which is really good. Oops, I've just gone too far. So I'm going to change this to Sydney, and then if I put my website in here and analyze it here, so my website with Siteground was coming up at about a C on GT Metrics on my homepage, and on GT Metrics now, hosted with Chemicloud, is usually coming up as an A, which is pretty damn cool. So here's the page speed report, and as you can see, the performance is 92. That's for the mobile, and then the desktop is 99. Not sure what's going on with my accessibility, because it was higher than that. I need to check what the problem is there. But yeah, I am really very happy with that, and I could probably tweak more WP Rocket, and if I put it, like if I was to pay for Rocket CDN, it would probably make a difference as well. But I'm actually really pretty happy with that. So I don't know whether I'll bother at this stage anyway. So as you can see, yeah, the GT Metrics grade is A, and that's testing it through Sydney, Australia on that server. And because I'm in New Zealand, that's the most relevant, but I do get traffic from the US and from other countries. My largest contentful paint, see that 539 milliseconds, I couldn't get that with Siteground. I could not get that down below about 5 seconds, which was it was really bugging me because I tried and tried and tried and couldn't get there. So even if I go with GT Metrics, if I go back and test it, say, through Texas, so if we go Texas and I'll try it there. So as I said, I get quite a lot of visitors from the States. I'll test it there and see what comes up. So yeah, so I see that's a B. My largest contentful paint is 2.1 seconds, and that's testing through Texas, US. So even that's not too bad. It's way better than what it was because, as I said, it was coming up as a C, and this here was quite a lot larger. So I am very, very happy with that. So I think that was all I wanted to say. If you've had any experience yourself with Siteground or Chemicloud and want to make a comment, you can fire away below. If you've got any questions, fire away below. As I said before, I have my affiliate link for Chemicloud below this video, and if you use it, I thank you very much. And if you like this video, if you found it useful, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on my future videos, and share with anybody that you think might like this information. Okay, so thank you very much for watching, and I will talk to you again another day. Goodbye for now.